This bulb could illuminate this hall and dispel darkness if you give power. A child is also like a bulb. If guided and time spent, a child could illuminate the world. Oh, just slipped out of my hand. Imagine if a child slipped out of our guidance. Who knows, we may lose future Albert Einstein, Mahatma Gandhi, Mr. Bean, or any other person who could add new dimension to this world. Madam Contest Chair, ladies and gentlemen, let me take you to 16 January 1994. Around 5:30 p.m. at Rajapaksa Park, Negombo. Serene environment, pin drop silence, an anxious movement. Anuja was about to say yes to me. I could almost hear my own heartbeat. Lub-dub, lub-dub. Daddy, daddy! Oh, from nowhere, a little chain came running towards me and hung onto my hand. Oh, I saw Anuja's face is becoming red, blue, black, and pale. Any guesses what happened next? A thundering slap, a burst of words like bullets coming out of a machine gun. She took a firm grip, firm action, and married me. Now, why did Shane call me daddy? Shane lived next door to me. And don't jump into wrong conclusions. Since I was the best friend of his daddy, Marlon, he used to call me Uncle Daddy. Unfortunately, sometimes he dropped the term uncle and just called me daddy. Oh, as a result, poor Sudat was always in trouble. Both parents of Shane, Marlon and Melanie, were busy corporate executives. Most of the evenings I have seen little Shane waiting impatiently with a thumb in the mouth and toy in the other hand till the arrival of his parents. Marlon and Melanie were beaten down by the stresses of the workplace and hectic traveling. When they arrived, so often I heard Shane was pleading, Daddy, shall we play some cricket? Mommy, will you please tell me a story? Oh, we are tired, honey. We'll talk later. We'll do later. We'll see later. My dear friends, unfortunately, later rarely came to Shane's home. Shane used to play with my son, Vishwa, who was 6 years younger to him. Both of them always come to me and ask various silly, teeny-weeny questions. Since I was also a busy corporate executive, I used to escape saying, Shane, Vishwa, we'll talk later. But I know for sure, my dear friends, later rarely comes. How about you? How many times you resolve into this hello excuse? Time passed by. I saw day by day my son Vishwa and Shane were growing together as friends. One day my wife Anuja came home with tears in her eyes. So that Vishwa, yeah, tell me Anuja, why? I saw Vishwa and Shane were walking along with a gang of boys, looked like beasts, tattoos all over, hairs were spiked, wearing ear side, pants were down here. Oh, come on Anuja, they are boys. So that fathers take things very lightly. I'm a mother. I can feel, I can see Vishwa is heading for danger. Since then, she took extra precautions to look after our son Vishwa. And she wanted me to advise Shane as well. I said, okay, honey, I'll do it later. She was so annoyed. So that you always say later, later, later. You are master of not business administration, but procrastination. Friends, you can do your masters in procrastination. Ask my wife. 2 years after this incident, we got to know Shane was taken to police custody for drugs. I went to see him. When I saw him behind the bars, Tears came into my eyes, my dear friends. I recall the sweet memories of little Shane playing with my son Vishwa. He held my hands through the iron bars and started crying. Uncle Daddy, since my childhood, I wanted to say so many things, but no one listened to me. Oh, Shane, son will talk later. Oh, Uncle Daddy, that later rarely comes, isn't it? I was speechless, my dear friends. Those three little words uttered by Shane, later rarely comes, change the way I think, the way I pursue, and the way I handle my responsibilities. Thanks to my wife Anuja, our son Vishwa's life was saved, and he's doing well now. Due to the busy schedule of Marlon and Melanie, Shane's life went disarray. He was a victim of the drug mafia. Friends, Shane is no more in this world today. Just pause for a while and close your eyes. Imagine if Shane is your own little son or daughter, your own little brother or sister, your own little nephew. How do you feel it? Let's not make another Shane to this world. Don't let the wickedness of this world to deceive our young ones. Not only the drug mafia, even the extremism who could transform a beautiful young little boy into a ruthless suicider who could kill within a fraction of a second hundreds of people by blowing himself. Friends, this is the time. Never say later to a child, because later rarely comes. Let's give them our time and make them. Over to Mr. Concha.